Yale product, 6th round, 200th overall pick, solo or combined tackle leader, and sometimes both. He has just come off his 6th season in a row of 100 or more tackles. Please welcome to the show the most underrated player I've ever played with in my entire life, Foye Oluokun, my friend. Thank you for jumping on the show, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on here, man. Even in the summers, like workbooks or go outside and play. So I was always outside playing.
Your was outside. Dude.
I don't like complimenting my opponents, man. I don't even like them. Really, the ones that I don't even want to put them on the podcast.
Yeah, no. Next question. Who was on the receiving end of the biggest hit of your career?
Sam Darnold.
Sam's a good dude, man.
Yeah, great dude. He was over there in Carolina. He was running too much. I hate when people are running. And he made me run too far. So I said, "You want me to tell the truth? Can I tell the truth here?"
I've survived every situation, knowing when to freeze and when to run. And regret is just a memory written on my brow. And there's nothing I can do about it now.
I was starting this beautiful introduction to our guest, and we had a little snafu, so I'm going to do this again even more proud. All right, so listen, Casey, I'm introducing one of our good friends, an absolute stud of a human, both on the field and off the field. St. Louis native. You can catch him wearing a Cardinals hat every once in a while, 314 in his blood. John Burroughs High School, Yale product, 6th round, 200th overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft, and since then has accrued over 1,000 tackles. And between 2021 2023, solo or combined tackle leader, and sometimes both. I believe 2022 was a beautiful marriage of both. He has just come off his 6th season in a row of 100 or more tackles. Please welcome to the show the most underrated player I've ever played with in my entire life, and then some, Foye Oluokun, my friend. Thank you for jumping on the show.
Appreciate you guys having me on here, man. Definitely delighted being invited here.
Oh, dude, we're stoked to have you on. What does it feel like hearing all this, all these accolades, but you're going into your 9th season in the NFL? Are you starting to feel like an old man?
Almost, yeah. It's hard every off season when the new rookies come in and you just get more, out of the loop of what they talk about and stuff. Then you try to relay your stories, to them. Some of it doesn't resonate anymore because it was, I guess, so far back in the day for them. So it gets a little weird, but I think you try to keep your mind in it, and then being the competitors that we are, and you just try to trick your mind and say, I'm not even getting that old. It just feels like yesterday I was just drafted, and maybe not drafted anymore, but I just signed with the Jaguars, let's say, and they're still expecting the same kind of production, same kind of gameplay. So you never want to see yourself start feeling like you can't do what you were brought here to do. So I think I had a good off season, keeping the mentality in it, and getting my body ready, getting primed and explosive and ready to go for training camp. But yeah, going into that 9th year, it's like, damn, I remember when I first came in, I was looking at when they're 5th year, like, damn, but you've been doing it a long time. So yeah, 9 years, crazy.
The days go by slowly, the years fly by. One of the things that people ask me about you, Foye, and there's many things, but the thing I always tell them is how competitive you are. And I was just eating lunch yesterday with Eric Ciano, a good buddy of mine who brought the Iron Jags games, and how competitive those get. Can you enlighten us on what that's meant to your team?
Yeah, I think coming in to OTAs and I guess it's a once-a-week competition, but getting into the teams, now you're kind of interacting with people that aren't necessarily on your side of the ball, that are in your position group, and competing with them. So I think that's always a cool thing, getting the team together and kind of seeing what people are made of. But for me, I don't like losing in anything. So me going up against
I heard
Josh Allen, I'm not gonna let them tell me that they beat me in anything. I don't care. These guys are big time guys. That I don't care how cool you are. You're not beating me. So getting my team kind of on that mindset, we cannot be. So the first year he was here, we won every competition. My team killed everybody, right? So this year, a lot of those guys maybe not on the team. Or I remember Cole Van Landerman, my MVP. He had a knee. They didn't let me draft anybody hurt because I was going through like a wrist surgery too. So it's like you can't have two people that can't do all the competitions on one team. So I'm having to draft a whole new team. Everybody's like, "Oh, pick me, pick me, pick me." And I remember my first competition, like we had a plate hold, and I had to do one-handed. Of course, for the injury group, I won the one-handed, and my points barely count for anything. So now I'm looking back at the rest of the team, and we got last that day. So that
You were on their ass, dude.
I'm like, I didn't. People are not. No, I'm not going to get last. So Josh won that day, which also pissed me off. And I remember coming into the next day. He has the times it's posted on the board and stuff, and he has all the team listings. How you did that, we posted on the board. So defense lifted first that day. I think we're still in OTA phase 2. So defense, offense separate. So as the offense and defense are switching, I stay back and I make sure everybody on my team. I say, hey, we're last, bro. Like I didn't draft you to come in last. So they kind of got how important I was taking. So the next competition day, I had to make sure I go back everybody individually and tell them like, I don't care what you're doing earlier in the week. I don't care what you're doing later this week. Like today is the day that you're going to give me a little bit of strain because that's what we need. So then we eventually came back. We tied for first this year, but the tiebreaker went to my friend Dennis, and that pissed me off. So me and Ciano, I haven't talked to him since.
Casey and I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsor over at Labatt for not only making a delicious beverage, I mean, even on the can it says pristine Pilsner, and I tend to agree, but also being there for the best roasts and toast to your buddy, because Labatt is brewed for the roast. Now, I'm off to the golf course, and my plan is to drink enough of these to where I'm not depressed when I go to bed because of how I am at this sport. Back to the episode. You are a competitive son of a bitch. That's what I did. It fuels the fire. It's a beautiful thing. Has this always been part of your makeup? Or is this, let's go back to St. Louis, right? Let's go back to growing up. Has this always been like a burning kind of flame inside you, or was this nurtured?
Yeah, I think it was always built. I remember kindergarten, my first organized soccer game, playing for my Catholic league team. I was really good at soccer, recess and stuff. So my dad put me on the team. And I didn't know at the time. The first game was we ended up being the two best teams in the league. But I scored maybe 4 or 5 goals, and it's vivid. I scored 4 or 5 goals. I think we lost 5-6. And I didn't shake the team's hand. I stayed in the goal crying.
Yeah.
Then my dad had to run over there and pick me up, and that was the last time I didn't shake hands. I'll put it that way. But
Lessons learned.
Feel that upsetness every time I lose. But yeah, I guess that was kind of just in me. I hate losing. I had an older brother, 2 years older, so we didn't get along because we're too close in age group. Sometimes just because of our birthdays, like I'll be able to play up with him. There's one year for some reason he was able to play a grade down for the summer. This basketball team, and my team was really good. We played up, and we beat his team. I mean, like we just like he for some reason thought like he was sad. I'm like, why are you sad? Like you knew he was gonna win. Like I don't know, but we never got along until I think he went to college and we stopped having to compare to play against or play on the same team as each other because we're just too competitive.
Now, is basketball, listen, I know football. All right, so the question I have for you is, was football always the pinnacle of what you're trying to get? And I think I know the answer because you, my friend, are an avid, first of all, you're a fantastic basketball player, but you're an avid basketball player fan.
Yeah.
So tell me about your love for basketball, where that started, and shed a little light on the St. Louis basketball scene, which is a righteous scene for basketball.
Appreciate you saying that.
It's true.
I always loved basketball. Probably started just following my brother to practice. Probably it was second grade. I remember being same Catholic school league. We didn't go to my brother went to the school. I did not go to the school, but kindergarten's probably when I picked up the ball. Maybe before that, watching him play, kind of good at it. Like kindergarten through second grade. Then I went over we went to a different private school across town by then, play on that team. And my who was my first ever football coach, now financial advisor, Manny Palin. I got recommended to go to him because he had started a team for his son across town. It was like a select travel ball league, whatever. And some kid just saw me playing at school and said, "You need to go see Manny Palin." So, so my parents got involved and literally drove to his driveway and did some layups for him. And he was like, "You might be pretty
in the driveway." In the driveway.
Like, and then him and my dad were talking. I kept playing and stuff. A little tryout there in his driveway. So we got connected there. And our team, I think we just learned basketball the right way with the called the Warriors, St. Louis Warriors. Had like some kids go D1, but like from 2nd through 8th grade, we all play on the same team, learning good basketball. Coach Jim Barton, and things just kind of stuck with me. He copied a lot of sets from Izzo, Roy Williams, like Bill Self. Like we had good plays and stuff. And growing up, before people get the athleticism starts to shift. And talk good fundamental basketball and sharing the ball and stuff. That's the way to win a lot of games. So we really never really lost until we started playing out of town tournaments and stuff. But I, just winning and going to camps and stuff in the summer, having a hoop in the driveway, it was just something for me to do.
The best.
My daddy who said, "You go study." Even in the summers, like workbooks or go outside and play. So I was always outside playing.
Your ass was outside.
Yeah. That's an easy decision.
Basketball. Yeah. So going into high school, that's when kind of the travel ball, like the sponsored teams travel ball started. So you get the Nike team, the Adidas team, then the Nike team earlier, and then the Adidas team to finish up. It was just cool to see people from around the city, around Missouri, all playing on the same team and stuff. And then after doing that, you kind of play some guys who end up going to the NBA and stuff. So I knew how good I was. And I think eventually, I stopped at 6'2". A junior year, I'm seeing the guys who are really getting looked at. And I could compete with anybody just because I'm a competitor, I'm athletic. But, there are guys that are built to go pro in basketball. So
just flying.
Did you get any?
Look at that dude
Did you get any basketball looks? Did you get any offers?
It's funny. I had just committed to play football at Yale, so I went to Yale for a basketball camp first, and I did well, but they ended up offering a different kid who I actually ended up playing in. He quit after first year. I don't know what he was on. He quit, and I played him in intramurals, and my team beat him because I was still, I scored like 30 points. Team beat him. So I'm thinking I should have played basketball.
Yeah.
But he was, 6'5", and maybe Cali kid. I forgot where he's from. But they gave him the offer. And I'm not saying, I don't know if I was in contention to get offered, but they told me, all right, we'll keep recruiting you or something. So I'm like, all right. So literally 2 weeks later, my school had people around my school had funded me to come up to the Yale football camp. I already loved the campus and stuff. And I'm just trying to get into Yale at this point.
Right.
Well, with your decision to go to Yale, and I believe you had quoted at one point saying that NFL front offices drastically underestimate, I guess I should say, a Ivy League player. That it kind of limits your opportunity, but with your competitiveness, and we just talked about it for the last 20 minutes, like when you go into something, you're going to be an absolute dog and be the best at it. But did that ever come into your mind, like in a sense of, I want to get to the NFL, but like Yale's kind of going to hinder that a little bit? Or was it your mindset that I don't care where I go, people are going to know who I am?
Yeah. When I first got to Yale, I was not thinking about the NFL. I was just thinking about what did I think about? I thought, let me get these grades because that will keep me out of trouble. My dad was big on school. My parents big on school. So get these grades. That's what I'm here for. And then I really just wanted to compete, be like a Yale star, win all the games so that people would give me a job. Really, they say the more you win, they would go. That's when the people come and say, I have a job.
Oh, that's interesting. That makes sense. Yeah,
so I'm like, we have a great year. I'm going to work where I want, have a great whatever. I remember that was the way everybody tried to get at the time. Get $100K out of college. Like you got that, you were the big baller. So I thought I want one of those big time jobs. So I did econ I didn't want to do like we didn't have like a finance major, so I did econ. Found out decent at that. Really made sure I was on top of that, and then played a lot of football. But it wasn't until my friend Zeke, so Zeke Elliot and I went to the same high school, same
Sure did.
class and everything. So he was
You
over there
sons
on
of
high
bitches didn't
school.
go to Missouri either. That pisses me off.
And that's their fault. And that's their fault. They didn't recruit him early enough. Yeah.
That's the quick answer to that question. Continue.
We were wondering where they were. We were wondering. I mean, both his
That
parents
blows
were
that
there.
question out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Keep going. Sorry.
So Ohio State was on him, and then Stick stuck with him. So, I mean, even they brought like, I remember watching this whole thing. I think they brought like some other scat back like last second. He was like, but Ohio State was with him the whole time. So he went there and
It
excelled.
worked out well for both of you guys.
So he got drafted like fourth. I remember the year before beat Alabama on this. I'm like, yeah, he looks a little bigger and stuff now, but high school, that was his thing. Football was his thing. Basketball was my thing. So like, but I'm thinking like we're good athletes though. Like now we're finally focused on the same thing. I seen him one off season when we both back in Missouri at the same time. Like I'm, just as big as him. He's just obviously Zeke, so he's still hella good at football. I'm like, if he can go there and be a star, like kill Alabama, and shit, I'm thinking of Alabama. All these big dude. You got to think like I'm looking at people like I'm a sophomore in high school. What do they look like then? Because I've never been all up in front of them and stuff. So I'm thinking of these macho dudes like unbeatable and stuff. And here comes Zeke, who I feel like I'm comparable to athletic wise. He's just the best to ever do it. He might have gotten even better since high school, obviously. But there's no telling, like, if I really just focus on it, like he's just focused on it, I can find a way to, he's fourth overall, I can be in the league doing something, running down on kickoffs or something. Like I can do something in the league. So I also had got hurt that year. So I was sitting there in the sling. I tore my pec. I'm like, I have 2 years to do this because he left early. So he left after his third year. I technically get to graduate. I have to do this upcoming year and a semester. So I have 2 seasons left. If I focus for 2 seasons, there's no telling me that I couldn't be running down on kickoff in the league, let's say. So that's kind of where I started, maybe I have a shot in the NFL. And obviously scouts come to the game. My original senior year, we sucked. Like we were 3-7. So God really cut my pec off to like not that be my last year. So I come back my super senior year, redshirt senior year, and we had the best season ever. And I'm we're playing against a kid, Justin Watson, from Penn. He wanted to get drafted by the Chiefs. Now he's won like 3 Super Bowls. Being a role player, receiver, but he was like the talk of the league. And I remember all the scouts were at the game. I'm playing like safety at the time. Sometimes I'm covered like these in the slot. I was over him, had 2 good plays against him. They threw him all these bubble screens. These and tight ends could not, block me. I'm throwing them out the way. So I have a great game against, in front of the right eye. And now people are saying, oh, you have a good shot to make it, good shot to make it. So I use my spring. I graduated in the winter. So spring, I just trained for the pro day, and I ended up going out to Denver where I train now. And I'm finally put in front of like some bigger name guys, some bigger school guys. And I remember being kind of worried. And there was this girl who's like, we always lived right across from each other. And so we became like good friends. I knew her family and stuff. And she was like, what are you nervous about? And I was like, man, that's bigger. Like, I don't know. I wasn't going to say like, I don't know if I belong there.
Right.
But she kind of that's what I was saying. And she's like, yeah, you notice like every time, like you might not belong in a room, but come to Yale, you can get like the perfect SAT scores, but you come to Yale and you're one of the best students. You come to Yale, you put yourself in a room, you become the best at it. So like, why wouldn't this be anything different? Like, you're going to go there, see that this is the level people are at. Why wouldn't you think you're going to go there and find your way to get to that level and get even better? So I'm like, damn, like that always calmed me down. Like anytime I go in a room of, superstars or guys really talented, and I feel like that's what I want to do. I know that, since going into high school, I went to one of the best educational high schools, going to college, one of the best educational colleges, like coming into Yale, seeing bigger guys, like, freshman year, I had to start as a freshman, playing probably out of position at corner. Like I found a way to, all league corner, all league safety, all league high grade linebacker, or whatever. Like I'm gonna find my way to be successful in a room. So going 3 months of training, pro day happened, and nobody really knew my name. I finally got an agent kind of given to me by Lauren Landau, who knew a lot of NFL talent and stuff, trained Christian McCaffrey for forever. I've been connected to an agent who kind of just took me on as a free client. As soon as I did my pro day and killed it, that's when all the NFL
Yeah.
teams finally took notice. I mean, then they went back and watched my films. Like, oh, you've been killing the Ivy League for years. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's fascinating because like in that moment you don't have a combine, you don't have a combine invitation,
Right.
but to the point that you just said, like when I enter a room, I may not be the quote unquote top dog, but whether it's through just competitive prowess and or belief in myself and willing to work, you get to where you need to go, right? You enter to college pragmatically, you thrive in both academia and football, and then why not let that coincide with your NFL career? You get drafted to the Atlanta Falcons 2018, 200th overall. You step into an NFL locker room.
Yeah.
Can you take us through those first few days, months, weeks, maybe that first year? Because you also had a pretty good linebacker room with Deion Jordan and Devondre Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, sorry.
Yeah.
Devondre Campbell. Yeah. Devondre Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're learning everything on top of this. Like, give us a peek behind the curtain on what that first year was like.
Yeah, it was fun. It was funny looking back on it. I had not played any behind the ball linebacker. Like the closest thing I did was like I was basically a nickel, like an NFL nickel position. It would shift people, I'd get bumped into the box a little bit. That's what we called our kind of star linebacker, or whatever in college.
Big nickel.
Yeah. So now I'm having to play like I get drafted like game like 15 pounds. I had to play behind the ball linebacker. I just remember I first got there, rookie mini camp, doing the drills. I could do the drills fine, but it was really like when you put the linemen in front of me and they start running forward, and I'm like, what the is going on? Like, I know my gap, and then it's gonna move, and then thinking like I never played it. NFL linemen are fast. Like y'all are fast and crafty and shit. I remember one of my first reps against you, you knocked my hand down and
I was an old sad man. I couldn't beat you. I couldn't beat your head up, dude. I couldn't do it. And the only works once because afterwards you wait and you shock the shit out of me. Yeah, that sucked.
Still.
Oh well, yeah. There's no doubt about it, my friend. But so my first time hearing about Foye Oluokun was that 2021 season. Your fourth year in the league, right?
Yeah.
But that was when you had 192 total tackles. I remember playing you in week 17.
Yeah.
You guys came up to Snowy Buffalo. You and Lee Smith and the guys came up, and you had 13 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and an interception. And that was just another week. And that was just another week for you in that season. I just remember being fascinated with. You were all over the ball. You're making calls, and it's just like a real stalwart, even at a young age in the league, right? Like this is the dude on this defense, right? This is the guy who. When did it really click for you? Was it that year? Was it the years prior to? Or when did you feel like, oh, this is my thing. I got this going on. I'm a tackling machine. I can be the guy to be called on.
I'd say probably my third year. That's when I kind of had the confidence to like, I could be one of the guys in the defense, one of the guys in the league. My second year, they gave me. I remember, playing special teams. I was kind of rotational backer because the first year, remember Deion Jones, star backer, he got hurt. So they threw me in the fire. I'm still trying to learn how the line works and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we didn't bring you here to redshirt you. I thought they're going to bring somebody in to play. We didn't bring you here to redshirt you. Like, you're going to have to play meaningful downs for us now. It's going to be out until week 12 or some shit. I'm like, what?
Here we go. Here we go.
Birth by fire.
That's not a smart idea. But I also know, like, if I don't do well, that's my last they're going to bring somebody in then. So this is my opportunity. I got to do well. So I think week by week, I just kept getting better and better and better. Like I got more and more playing time. And when Deion came back, I was still in the rotation. So in the second year, rotational stuff, like, they like my athleticism. So like big nickel, that's when people started bringing the two tight ends, splitting one of them out. So I'll be like the big nickel. They find reasons, ways to put me on the field. In third year, they let Devondre Campbell walk, go get his money in Arizona, then eventually Green Bay, and they let me play, and I was the wheel still with all my safety athleticism at the time, and the game really just slowed down for me that year. I remember, I think our second game of the year, I was playing Zeke in Dallas, and it was the longest first quarter I ever played. I had, I think, three forced fumbles and a whole bunch of
There you go.
tackles, and I'm about to kill the game, and I'm so hyped, like everything's going so slow, and I'm really just having a game of my life, I guess. And I remember they ran a jet sweep with CeeDee Lamb, and I'm running stride for stride, and as he turns the corner, I'd like overexert myself, dive a little bit, feel like my hamstring just like pop a little bit. Ah. I'm thinking, as a kid, or in college, your hamstring pops. You wiggle it off and you play the rest of the game. Like, this shit was not coming. Like, so they helped me out. They said bike a little bit. They tried to do some strength tests, and I said, I'll be fine. I kept my helmet, and then one of the trainers came and said, "Yeah, you're not going back to the game." It's like, wow, that's crazy. So I think we had like a 3-score lead at the time, and they might have came back and won at the very end. Some long field goal. Onside kick. There's an onside kick that was when they first did the spinner that stays behind the line for a long time. Kick. And I'd seen that in college actually, so I was so mad because they just put me on the field for the like I was a 17 guy, so I'd already recovered some onside kick.
Yeah.
And see the ball not on the tee. Like, oh, he's going to do the little thing that goes in the circle. He's got to pick it up before he gets to 10. Then for some reason, like we all come back in the huddle, we still had like Julio Jones and stuff, and then I guess the coach might have said, nobody touched the ball except Julio. So the ball was spinning. It didn't cross the 10 yet. So everybody's just looking at it. Well, by that time, the Dallas team had like made a circle around the ball, and then it crossed the 10 late, and then they just pick it up. 2 plays, field goal, they win the game. So I'm really like, bro, it was just very awkward play line holding it. But I remember DeMonte KG came up to me and was like, "What happened to you?" I said, "Yeah, my hamstring." He said, "Man," he's like we call him Crazy KG. A lot of energy. Little small guy, plays with a lot of heart. Safety at the time. He said, "As soon as you went out, man, I just knew we was in trouble." Like, it's the first. Like, it's the first time like somebody's coming up and saying like, "Yeah, we needed you in the game because like we kind of couldn't function with you out there."
Yeah, that'd be a good feeling.
Yeah, I was a rotational piece. Like, if I get in, I'll get. Sometimes I just play first, second down. I come back in on third down. I'm just happy to be there, right? And then now he's like, "Yo, we need you in on every play." I'm like, wow, thank you for that. I'm sorry we lost, but thank you for that. And I think later that year, I think Matt Ryan, he was kind of sitting. We had a bad year that year, but we had some good games. I think after one of the good games, he was sitting in the locker room the next week of practice, and he's maybe at a ping pong table, and you see him like studying my playbook, and he brings me over. He said, "Wait, come here." He said, "I've been watching," and this is like kind of one of our last years in Atlanta. He said, "I appreciate the way you do things. Like, you keep doing things this way, like you do things the right way, the trajectory, like this is how good players are made, basically." So, somebody with that status,
awesome.
That's some big praise.
you're doing the right thing, and you think I'm a good player. I'm like, wow, let me just keep doing this because he's been at it since I've watched football.
It's the Stone Age, dude.
So he was there like right after Michael. I mean, yeah, he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I remember that same year we had another onside kick. Julio, he said, "You can catch it." Like, he told me I could touch the ball. And I did.
That's probably the best compliment out of all the ones you've talked about.
I said, "What?" So it's like, I know you're going to get it. I'm like, "Yeah, I will get it." And they kicked me the ball against Denver. And then I was laying there on the ground. I said, "Julio, I got it."
You shared the field with some dogs, dude.
Yeah.
And then you get compensated beautifully. 3 years, $45 million in 2022 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you've been there ever since.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few questions about the Jacksonville Jaguars currently. One of them. So this is one of my favorite questions to ask, Foye. We've asked a few of your teammates, your counterparts over in Duval County this question, but we asked them closer to the end of last season, and now when this airs, you'll be in the thralls of training camp, maybe even towards the end of training camp. So this is going to be more of an anticipation, like the anticipation to the upcoming season, right? So the question we asked your teammates was, who was the guy that didn't get the accolades that they deserved from the Sunday game, right? Like on Sunday, you're going to have the big names that get the praise, but on Monday when you watch the film, these are the dudes not being talked about that had the juice and are the reason, maybe the unsung heroes for the reason why you won. If I ask you this, I want to speculate. So this is pretend like I'm asking you this in February right now. Foye, the reason why the 2026 Jacksonville Jaguars defense was so successful was because of this unsung hero.
Well, me personally, I'm gonna go D Ham every week. D Ham plays well.
Dude.
D Ham plays well. I can play well. Now the DN can play well. It's probably second and long, third and long. The corners can jump something. Yeah, D Ham plays well. We all roll. So I feel like we kind of all acknowledged that and accepted that last year. I mean, but being a linebacker, that's something that you know right away. D Ham plays well. We all roll like that. Trying to think of maybe like a younger guy that's going to come up and play well for us. Say either Ventrell or AJ, Antonio Johnson, who came on the scene for us. But to say Will or Dime Will or safety positions. Kind of guys.
Monteric.
I mean, he got his money now, so everybody knows him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. There's some good dinners you got going on down at the some dudes with some cheese in that defense, dude.
Mm-hmm. So, but I think it all starts with he plays well. He can really wreck a game, take teams out of their quick hitter plays, the run. Like you get them a second and long, I think we can all eat off of that. So I think I'm playing with D Ham, him taking 2 blocks, letting me get over the top or something. You know, he has a
people helping people
down every play. Yeah,
that's amazing because Mitch and I always talk about these questions prior to, and I always have like one person, you know, and it's funny how often I'm right with the answer because I said D Ham as well.
Right.
Because like he doesn't ever really get like he's just such a quiet, productive dude, right?
Big.
Like he's
huh? Huge person.
Oh yeah, but I mean like he doesn't get the national attention. He's just a quiet dude that brings his lunch pail and he gets to work, you know.
Exactly.
And he does it, you know, in the shadows kind of thing. But I always thought I love D Ham. You know, my time there, he's the best. But like if he's playing, you guys are rolling, just like you said.
Dude, when I got there in 2024, I remember breaking the huddle during training camp practice, turning around and just seeing the mass of humans, of humanity on that defense. I mean, that front four, you had Trayvon, Josh, Eric, and then the biggest dude with the strongest, just some absolute meat hooks, really good player, well conditioned, just big player. I remember playing him back in even 2021, and then I didn't play him in 2023 because he was having his back deal. But it's like this dude's got juice.
Yeah.
But that's kind of on the underrated aspect, right? It's the moniker of the Jacksonville Jaguars is just criminally underrated.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? This is a two-parter. Is the most underrated aspect? You've been in Jacksonville. You've been in Jacksonville, the city, and with the organization now. This will be your fifth. This will be your 5th season, I believe, with the Jags, right, Foye?
Yeah.
Right. What's the most underrated aspect of both the organization and the city itself?
The organization, I think we got nice stuff. I mean, we have the new facility. The new facility is top notch. From the people in it, the workers there, the food, the weight room, the fields, like it's top notch. So like in terms of being an NFL player, it's a great experience. You know, like you got everything you need there. Some teams have like kind of older facilities, and you know, coming from Atlanta at the time, I think they just got a new practice facility to Jacksonville. Like in the building, it's you know, this really nothing I'm complaining about in there. Obviously, I don't have kids and such. So I don't have a family, whatever. But even I think we did a little survey. Now they got good family area, the game treatment and stuff. So I love playing, with I seeing the guys every day at practice. Like, it's a good feeling knowing that our stuff is like top notch, top tier. And now we're getting the new stadium coming. I love our grass. I don't know if we're going to continue to have grass in this new stadium, but
Have
I like
to.
our
Yeah,
our
there's
Have
no.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. I'm praying. I,
It's
I
gonna be
don't know if
grass.
it's even under. I don't know if it's. We might not, but I'm hoping grass stays. Um,
That'd be
but stadium,
insane.
yeah, I'm sad. The stadium now, I still like it. Like outdoor, like it really feels like a good football field outdoors. Um, for us, it's hot at first, but then going into the rest of the season, good weather. Teams gonna come here. Apparently, they might struggle with the heat. I remember my first year playing in Jacksonville, regular season. It was still hot for me, and I was even in Atlanta coming down. Like, it's kind of hot in December. I'm thinking it's great weather. I'm looking at the field like, why is that person wearing long sleeves? Like, oh, it's the winter. Yeah. So it just feels like football, like good quality football, good quality work environment here.
Right.
And the city, got its own character. Closer to the city, a little, I taste like the Jacksonville feel. Like you really feel like, it's Jacksonville. But then you go out towards the beaches and stuff, which is nice, calm. I like the calmness, but like I can stay focused. Not like people doing too much
I know
here.
exactly what you're talking about.
So I
know
come
exactly
here, it's like quiet, calm your mind, good vibe. But if you do want to get into like some friendly stuff, like I can pull the guys out, have a dinner, not feel like, oh, people all up in my business. Like people gonna realize, oh, this is the Jaguars and stuff like this. Like, it's very calm here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great feel for a city. Like, do not have this family, but if I ever want to just like take my family out to eat here, it's good. Go there, enjoy the calmness, the vibe of the city. Get back home, like it's real nice that way.
they're cognizant of who you are, but they protect your privacy. You can
Mm-hmm.
find things to do. You can have good food. You can feel like you can escape out of the beaches, but it's not so fast paced that you're going to get in any type of trouble. And that's what makes it so unique. That's why I call it home. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Last question before we get into some fun, rapid ones. We talked about at the top of the interview about just how many tackles you've accrued, right? The type of player you are, the consistency that you bring, and that still how criminally underrated you've been. Not only, I mean, of course I'm a homer, but you ask people who know football, this is just kind of the status quo, that you've been this underrated player. It fuels your fire to a certain extent, it seems like. But that being said, no Pro Bowl nods, no All-Pro nods. When you hear that, is that some sort of kindle to a fire? Is that something that it doesn't really matter? That's for the birds? Does it have its time or place? What does that mean to you in any capacity?
Yeah, I'm thankful for. I mean, it sucks. It definitely sucks, and I get pissed about it. Oh, it's I feel like maybe my game is unorthodox. Like I don't feel like I move like a stereotypical, prototypical linebacker. I mean, there are plays that I do make, and there are plays that I don't have. I wasn't always playing with this linebacker base. Sometimes my feet do cross. So when you watch me on film, I don't know if you watch the film for this and that. Like there are plays I do well, and there are plays that I see that I have to plug this gap, and I'm gonna find a way to do your job. And here I am throwing my whole body into it. I might end up on the ground, but I did what I was supposed to do that play. I don't really care about it. Like I'll end up on the ground, or I'll end up in weird positions every play if I have to run the play or do what I'm supposed to. Have things operate the way they're supposed to. And there are things that I can get better at, but I think it hurts me like when I feel like, all right, I didn't get the All Pro, I didn't get the Pro Bowl in years I feel like I should. And I go back and I watch my bad plays, and then we're watching like I like watching other guys too, and I watch them, and I'm like, shit, they be having bad plays too. And I think that's where I really took my biggest jump as a player. Is like, why do I care about all these? I'm making so many. Like they only care about your good plays when they're looking at this. Like, maybe
Right.
but when people talk about accolades, they're talking about their splash plays, their good plays. Like, so I'll go out there and do your job and just keep making good plays, and it'll come. Unfortunately, that does not happen for me. But when you watch like a full season of anybody, like they be having bad plays. Not like
Hell
they're
yeah.
bad players, but people have bad plays. Like it's football, we're going
It's
against other
football.
professionals. So
Everybody
why am I
fucks up.
always like, oh, I had a bad like get that out your system? Even the best have. Like, I watched Ray Lewis the other day. Somebody posted I forgot which running back posted a highlight of him like blocking them, putting them to the ground, which you never hear about because all you hear about is Ray Lewis highlight. Like, you don't hear about the Ray Lewis getting put to the ground by like a running back. No one even thought that was possible. Here's some running back. So,
Maybe if it was Eddie George, that might have done it. Yeah.
but it does hurt. And you kind of like try to think of the reasons why it happens, but I think just like kind of the narrative I came into the league as is like, if I do something good, that means that, if he can do it, anybody can do it. But if somebody
Right.
else with like a higher stature when they came in did something good, oh, he's the best player ever. So kind of fuel though every year. And I think that if I ever stop being like, it is what it is, or I don't really care about that. I might say that to the outside world, like I don't really care about it. But I think I don't care about it because I know what it gets me. I like every time. This happened since college. I never got first team all. I went from corner to safety to linebacker. They always, and I thought, maybe a little bit of politics. They've been waiting to get these kids to not keep switching positions. But that means that at least 3 people in my position better than me from freshman year I was always second team. Well, none of those guys are still playing. Like it always leaves me wanting more, wanting to do more, saying last year wasn't good enough. I have to get better. And if you look at my now it's going into year 9 years of NFL play, like shit, not a lot of people have done what I've done in 9 years. Like, so maybe I don't get the all pro the year, but all pro the 9 years, that's why I'd be saying aggregate.
Yep.
Like high school, we lost back-to-back state championships, so we never the best. But aggregate, who's the best team in Missouri? Second place.
Aggregate's a great econ word, dude. Well, the numbers don't lie, and it's good to hear that you liberate yourself. I think it's the hardest thing as a not only as an athlete but as a competitor is liberating yourself from the art of making mistakes. It's what fuels you. It's what makes you so good. It's what gives you that spark to prepare and all that stuff. But it's going to happen, and marrying both of those. I mean, regardless, Casey, I think it's absolutely that you're not
Total
in that stuff, and we'll preach it from the top of the mountain. But that's a beautiful answer, my friend. I appreciate that. On to the last part of
You're
this.
all pro to us, buddy.
You're all pro to me.
Yeah.
You're the man.
No doubt.
When we go on this little playoff run and win the Super Bowl, like that, it'll come. That's why I like telling myself, it's still a team game, and you put your team in the right spots and the right lights. So that's why I'd be so like team. Like I don't think I ever played for like money. Well, obviously the playing well will get you that, whatever.
Good things follow good things.
So the team does well, everybody gets what they want. So like I'm the biggest for team ball too. Obviously I get better to help my team out, and then
100%.
when the team does well, I know the accolades will come. We had some success last year. We need to continue it to more success. And then everybody, even Trevor got moved. Like I could be MVP running, and I forgot what there was a top 10 quarterbacks list, and then he's not a top 50 player of the. I don't know who votes on these things, but the voting don't make sense to me. And this is where me and Ciano be like, I bring some logic to him, and he don't have no answers for me. Like, so I need
Don't say that. Well, I mean, it's fascinating to me because last year, and then we'll get to these questions, but this was really profound to me, the last year's underdog mentality, right? Like that, because the rallying cry in the post games and the pre games, right? Like, my next question would be, I still feel like you guys are hunters rather than being hunted, but more so being the hunted this year. You're the AFC South champions, right? You're no longer sneaking up on people. Do you still feel like you're holding on to that underdog mentality going into this training camp?
Yeah, it's hard for me to not have an underdog mentality individually. So any message I tell the team, I think Coach Cohen is kind of built the same way. Like he's gonna find a way to make himself the underdog to have that message sent. But I mean, when you think about it, the whole year we were in first place in the AFC South, basically. Lost 4 games. So yeah, and people kept having other people probability odds to win the AFC South. That's I don't know how it works, but like all the way into the end, we were not favored to win the AFC South. And I don't know what they were taking into account, but same thing this year. Like bring back the same team, and maybe because people know who we are and how we play, and we're not talked about as favorites to do anything, or we weren't given preseason anything. I feel like, and that's valid because it's hard to replicate success bringing
Sure.
back the same product. You have to be getting better stuff, but like that's kind of a challenge that still they think like last year was a fluke, and people will know that how we play hard, and people will know some of our scheme and stuff. But it's like the same thing. Like if you want to prove to yourself that last year wasn't a fluke, we got to go out and
I mean,
prove that we're like
I
that.
think
So,
I think it's just Jacksonville in general. I don't know why, but it's always had the narrative. Obviously, the media. It's a small market team.
yeah.
It's not a big city. They've never had consecutive winning seasons. So they had one last year. So this year's probably going to be this.
This isn't Casey saying this, by the way. This is other people. So
Yeah.
don't get pissed off.
Yeah. Don't
I can see you
tackle
starting
me.
to get pissed off.
No,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I think
see me,
it's.
huh?
Yeah.
I think it's just always that media narrative of,
Yeah.
and I think anybody and I spent 5 years in Jacksonville, and I think anybody that's ever come into it learns that narrative pretty quickly that Jacksonville is never going to get over that hump, which is, I mean, last year was well over the hump.
Mhm. Right. My first year here, we went 9-8. We made the playoffs. Then I think
Yeah.
we went 8-3, and then eventually fell to 9-8. But we just missed it that last game. But I remember like that fall from 8-3 all the way to 9-8, to where I feel like it's something that I've learned from like the race all the way through the season. But just as fast as things go good, if you're not pressing to keep things good or make things better, like they can go south real fast. Like the league's just too hard to where you can't like take a breath and like, oh, good things are going to happen for us. I think teams who have done consistently well find a way to keep that fire in them. Obviously, they can have great players or whatever, great system, great coach, but like they find a way to keep that fire of like, we need to win, we need to get better all the way throughout the year. So when we finally did go on this 13-4 run, we lost 2 games and it felt like the season, I think back-to-back games or something like that, we felt like the season was unraveling in front of our face.
There seems to be a palpable anticipation for this season, both in the building and outside the building. It's been really fun kind of being out here in the beaches, and it's so exciting. And we're stoked. Casey and I are stoked to see what you guys do. It's going to be a celebration of the game. That's just what I feel like with you guys playing football. It was last year. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Because I had the year before been like, this team is just stacked with dudes. And then to actually see you guys celebrate that and really kind of, it was exciting. And I can't wait because it was cool to see and hear Liam talk about at the beginning of this offseason, like the number one thing is to kill complacency. And that's what you kind of alluded to, and seeing that kind of come into fold. We're stoked for you guys. But we want to end this thing off with just kind of a fun, lighthearted, rapid-fire question going. It's called The Center of Attention, Foye Oluokun Rapid Fire Edition. Are you ready, my friend?
Try.
Rapid fire name, you can elaborate on stuff. It doesn't need to be one word. You can do your thing. Foye, who was on the receiving end of the biggest hit of your career?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
You want me to
Sam's
elaborate?
Sam's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
Nice
great
guy.
dude. He was over there in Carolina. He was running too much. I hate when people are running. And he decided to run again, and then we was kind of close to our end zone in Atlanta. He cut back, and he made me run too far. So I said, "No, it, like let it all go." So he cut back. I'm like, I hope he doesn't. He didn't see me try to cut inside. Boo! And then
Just clean. You didn't feel a thing, did you? It just beautiful.
well, to tell the truth, can I tell the truth here?
Of course.
Oh, he was out. He was out. Now I'm out. I'm up. Like, I'm on all fours. Like, come on, because the team needs me. Like Casey told me, the team needs me. Come on. Everybody runs over to him because he's a quarterback. I'm on all fours. Like, come on. Like, so I end up trying to I think I might have like I might be doing this over one of his legs. Like one of the linemen, I try to get up onto like my knees a little bit. One of his linemen like push me. I
Oh
can't
no.
bounce. Why? I act like I think I was flopping or something. Like my team laughed. They thought I was flopping, like trying to get a penalty call. No, I
Yeah.
couldn't. Like
No,
my
dude.
legs weren't
No,
working yet.
your equilibrium was shot.
So then, like now I come back. And luckily, like everybody's looking at Sam, so I'm taking my time, like breathing. Then one of my
Yeah.
safeties realized what's going on. He's talking to me. He's like, "Bro, you good?" I'm like, "Bro, you're gonna have to help me get this play out, bro." Like, I'm thinking about
Yeah.
the next play. I think it's my fourth year. So at this point, I think I know I need to play. I've had this like iron, and I felt like I haven't missed the play
Yeah,
in
yeah. You
a
haven't missed a
lot of
snap.
snaps since. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to come out and on my record or some shit like that. And I'm happy I didn't because. Also, I led the league in tackles that year. I don't think that was in my mind at the time, but like every play mattered to me.
Okay, on the maybe the last answer was the answer to this one too, but Foye, who laid the biggest hit on you?
Your game, actually, Bills. I don't know who it was. I need to know who it was. One of the tip
No, you
passes,
don't.
Josh Allen rolled to the side and he threw a ball up. It kind of gets dicey when he scrambles something. I tipped it and AJ caught it. And as soon as I'm coming down, I tipped the ball. So like I'm out of the play now. Some lineman's just coming, like,
Oh no.
and he
There's a
like
1 in 5 chance.
he
We're gonna have to find
fucks
this.
me up. But like last second I see him, so I kind of like dip my shoulder a little bit, and I
Yeah.
go flying like slide because it's icy a little bit. I go
Yeah, it was
sliding
an
out
icy
of the
day.
helmet, and he hurts himself though. But he me up though. But I don't know. He went up to the sideline after that, so I don't know what he did to himself.
That
But
sounds like Spencer.
Spencer Brown.
Sounds like Spencer Brown. He might do that.
but I
He's a
went
wild
sliding.
man.
I was like, why did he? I was thinking to myself, why did he do it? But that's what he gets. Like he injured himself.
You're a spiteful dude. I like that. All right. Hey, Foye, who is sneaky hard to tackle in this league?
Everybody.
Yeah, so that's the correct answer. Everyone's so hard. It's hard to block. It's hard to
Yeah,
tackle. It sucks, dude.
I don't like the little fast, shifty guys. Those are always when they
They're running too much.
they run
They're doing their
way too much.
yeah.
Yeah, they have enough vision to. You know what? You know who I'll give it to though, because it's answer people wouldn't expect. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be hard to tackle. One, he's a quarterback, so he can go any which way when he's
Right.
back there. And then two, he's almost Ben Roethlisberger type heavy now. Like I don't know what was going on this year. I
He's
remember
yeah.
he was scrambling too,
Dense.
and
Yeah.
you hit him, and he knew it was a hard hit. He'd be like, in his voice, but I'm gonna have you I'm gonna have you think. I'm like, oh man, like he knew it though, but he was taking hits well. He's always finishing forward, so he was a heavy guy. So um,
Yeah.
I think probably even sacking him, he could probably like take a hit, stay up, and the arm strength. That's what Ben used to do. They just say like break his whole body because you hit him.
Dude, Ben Roethlisberger was a Clydesdale, dude. He was.
I
Um,
would. That's a great answer. That's
yeah.
a good one. Okay, Foye, the most impressive offense you've ever faced.
I mean, the 49ers are always going to give you trouble if you're not like not even detailed, but like secure with your own rules. 49ers are always going to give you trouble. Most impressive offense, whatever Dalvin Cook was on, my third year in the league. It was a Dalvin Cook offense.
Oh,
Minnesota.
2020 was that
Minnesota.
in Minnesota?
It
Oh
was,
man, they were good.
it was our first. He was back from injury, and I guess I hadn't done my homework because he didn't play much the year before. And it was our first game, and I have so much appreciation for the Vikings and their skull clap and everything. I think it's one of the coolest things in the game. Yeah, he got that ball early in offense.
That man is a monster. Foye, the sneakiest trash talker you've been around.
Sneakiest.
Like a dude you wouldn't expect. Like this dude, I didn't expect this dude to just talk wild shit like he does, and is good at it.
I don't like complimenting my opponents, man.
Yeah, that's
Trash
fair.
talkers, I don't even like them. really the ones that I don't even want to put them on the podcast.
Yeah, no, next
Not
question,
the
next question, next
yeah,
question, next question, next question, next question, next question.
Next
Stupid
question.
question. Okay, so you talked about earlier watching your peers. Is there one linebacker you find yourself watching more than others currently?
I would always watch Bobby Wagner when he was a little bit younger. I always watch Levante David. Fred Warner, everybody watches. He's a very patient guy, and he understands how his linemen work and all this and that. So he's been playing this with on the same guys for a long time, or in the same team systems. Um, Roquan Smith, I thought we were comparable, especially when I first got to Jacksonville. It's kind of our movements and stuff. And he wears the 2 sleeves and wrist brace. I don't know who we got it from, but I've been wearing it my whole career. I won't press
Just
him.
saying.
Yeah. Not stolen valor. We got it.
Yeah, but I think Levante David was somebody I always watched, though.
My last question to you, and let me preface this by saying this has been such a treat. We've been wanting to, the show originated and they asked us the first few guys we wanted to talk to. Foye, you've always been on one of the top of our list. It's a sin it took us this long to get connected. I appreciate you taking your time. You truly are. I've said it a few times. One of my favorite teammates I've ever had.
Well,
and we hope you get the flowers. And one of the greatest leaders of men, a catalyst, a competitor, and consistent. And you marry those all together. That's why you're such a prolific tackler amongst many other things on defense. So God bless you. My last question to you, my friend, and this is something we ask folks pretty much every time, is whenever you decide to hang up your cleats, whether on your own terms or however the NFL dictates that, how do you want to be remembered as a teammate and as a player?
As a teammate, I want to be remembered as somebody who got people to play at their best. I definitely want people to look back and say, I think I had that year with Foye, or when I had that year with Foye, things just started making sense for me. Like, I want to be remembered as somebody who, when they were close to me, got them to play a level that got them to realize something that helped them propel their careers. I think that as a teammate, that's probably the ultimate compliment for me. Like, if somebody said, "Oh, I got close to him and that helped me out in life, like helped me out being a better player, have this longer career," like he gave me the advice, or watching him gave me what I needed, the tools that I needed to be a good player, helped me realize some shit that really helped me out and made me better. I think that's the best. What was the second one? As a player?
Second one was, how do you want to be as a player?
Kind of just somebody who enjoys the game and plays at a level better than what how Madden, you have certain attributes. I want to be somebody who always plays above, what I'm supposed to be playing at. Obviously, I hustle every play. I feel like I can make every play, be in on every play. And that's some shit that don't go in attributes. Like, there's it factors. Like, I tell people all the time when I'm going against them, this competition, like, that Ciano had us doing, like, I say you can't measure heart, coach. Like, you can measure, he's supposed to win this, he's supposed to win that, but he ain't got this though. Like, so I want to be somebody who enjoys the game, loves going up against people, and always plays better than supposed to. That makes sense. I'm overachieving compared to what the things on the paper say. That's kind of like why I can't really get into when people trash talk. I don't even really hear that much trash talk because, one, it's me going, and two, like, you can't really trash talk me because I just smile and enjoy it. Like, it's part of the game. Like, sometimes I just be screaming, laughing. Like, like you trash talk me and I talk to you, now I'm just laughing at you, but kind of screaming. It's not really words. Not really words people say. So, like, if you trash talk, you better won already. Like that's why I don't like when people trash talk, because that usually means that it's not in the middle of the game. It's not like it's something like where they were kind of quiet all game. Because I'm not really coming at you, getting you riled up. I'm just like laughing and having a good time out there. So if you come to trash talk me, it's like probably looked at the scoreboard, saw that, especially with the instance I'm seeing, we had a good competitive game. Good shit here, good shit there. Now you want to let your feelings be known. You see the scoreboard, it's 30 seconds left. Now you say you want to rile off your shit.
Yeah.
I'll with you there. Cool word. Do that. But yeah. But when I see you next year, I'll make sure I'll be smiling and laughing in your face. But I just like enjoying the game and winning. Yeah.
That's a beautiful. So, and all those things when you were talking about like when people talk about I was with Foye, this is how he amplified the game or amplified my experience. There's a few of those players I get to talk to my kids about, and one day, my friend, when they get old enough to understand, you will be amongst the very few that I get to talk about. Brother, thank you so much for joining the show. That's Foye Oluokun. It's another episode of In Good Company. God bless you, my friend.